Here's Brody Brazil.
I totally realize that this video is a little off topic for me and this YouTube channel, but let me explain it like this. I'm from the Bay Area, lived my entire life here. I'm also a pilot, so of course airports are of interest to me, but I'm also a frequent traveler, business or pleasure, whatever, so I use the airports here. And that's why with this kind of airport drama that's going on between San Francisco and Oakland, it needs to be discussed. I feel the need to interject my perspective, maybe even opinion here. That's San Francisco from space. That's the view we're getting is from space. That's Oakland. It's quite easy. San Jose is down to the south. San Francisco's on a peninsula. That's where the airport is, kind of south of San Francisco technically, but you know, San Francisco Airport. And on the other side of the bay, it's actually even a more wide open space, a lot more land over at Oakland Airport. So we can see each side of the bay has its own major airport. It's always been called San Francisco International Airport. That's SFO. A lot more flights, a lot more operations. SFO has always been SFO. It used to be called Metropolitan Oakland International Airport, but this summer they changed their name to San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport. Now they kept the identifier code OAK, but now the first couple words of both airports are San Francisco. So we've got San Francisco International and San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport. If you're not from here, that might get confusing. If you're in Denver on a connecting flight, hey, I just need the flight that goes to Oakland. Okay, so San Francisco Bay? What? Or if you thought you were going, when you typed it in, to San Francisco International, and it spit back at you, San Francisco Bay, Oakland International, like that's a sinking feeling to arrive somewhere that you're traveling to for work or pleasure or whatever, and you're at the wrong airport. Like you literally flew into the wrong airport. Or how about taking a cab or an Uber to the wrong airport? Like now your flight's about to leave. You thought you had, you know, an hour to spare, whatever. You're on the other side of the bay because your cab driver typed in San Francisco Bay International and you wanted to go to actually San Francisco International Airport. So look, it gets super confusing. And I'm not even here to say like Oakland International or Metropolitan Oakland or San Francisco, whatever, OAK might actually even be more convenient. If you're a tourist and you're going to San Francisco, it might actually be closer and quicker to land in Oakland, go across the bridge and get to downtown versus sometimes the traffic up 101 and 280 getting into San Francisco. But I digress. Now you can kind of see the issue at hand here. Too similar of names. But now some more drama is happening. Starting this summer, by the way, this is a piece from SF Gate. Starting this summer, San Francisco International Airport, SFO officials, began documenting the number of passengers who have confused it with San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport. So Oakland wants to do this. Oakland changed their name to try and drum up more business, to make it more generally or geographically appealing, right, to land at Oakland because it is a convenient place. But SFO's like, you can't use the same name as we have, right? You can't change your name to what our name has always been. So SFO is being proactive here and trying to show the problem. Over the course of a week in June, a couple months ago, SFO logged at least 2 passengers who had approached an information desk with boarding passes for flights on an airline that does not even fly out of the airport, but is popular over at Oakland. So passengers came to San Francisco saying, where do we go for our gate? And they're like, you're at the wrong airport. Here's SFO's perspective, and this comes from Doug Yackel, I believe is how you pronounce that, SFO spokesperson. Spokesperson told SF Gate in an email. While we have had past anecdotes of passengers showing up at the wrong airport, of course, over the years, we are currently seeing evidence of confusion that we have not seen before, and that confusion will likely increase if OAK continues to roll out its infringing new name. End quote. Infringing. So there's a new level of this. Here's Oakland's perspective. Quote, I fail to see the confusion. It clarifies to the world that OAK is on the San Francisco Bay. That is true. It does not confuse and leads to more nonstop option choices at the airport. I don't know about that part. Are airlines changing their schedules because of more demand or are more people choosing these flights? Anyway, Director Danny Wan said during a Port of Oakland public meeting recently, quote, this is not about San Francisco. We're not trying to confuse or copy them. Oakland's trying to get better business. They're trying to get more routes and more flights. They're trying to prove that they are equally convenient to anything else. And they do have a case there. It's just the naming issue. And so it gets deeper. Back in May of 2024, San Francisco District Attorney David Chu filed a federal trademark infringement lawsuit against Oakland because of the name change of the airport. And then in June, so a month after, SFO started tracking Oakland confusion, like how many people are coming in and what's the level of issues that we're having here. But according to SFGate, according to public records that they obtained, there were only 6 reports of confusion or problems or issues between June 18th and July 1st. Now that's a 2-week span. That's in the middle of the summer, the busy travel season. Of the hundreds and thousands and maybe even hundreds of thousands of passengers going in and out of the airport during that time period, it's probably hundreds of thousands, right? 6. Is that a big number? No, I'm here to say, like, I think there is confusion. I'm saying for people not from here or even people that are from here, it's a bit confusing. San Francisco Bay, Oakland International, like everybody's just going to still call it Oakland around here. Problem is when you change the name elsewhere, will they know about it? But 6 issues in a 2-week span. Multiply that over the course of, 26 to get to 52 weeks in a year. 26 times 6 is not a lot of cases, but you shouldn't be having any cases, to be honest with you. So here are my takeaways. Number 1, it's not to be the person making a YouTube video here to say, I told you so, but guess what? I told you so. I made a video on this months ago when it first came out, and I literally was like, yeah, this is going to be a problem. People are going to be confused, and certainly we have the evidence of that now. But it doesn't have to be a problem. Maybe the naming convention is something we can just do better here with. Like in London, they have multiple airports, but they have 3 big airports that a lot of people use for airline traffic. London Heathrow, London Gatwick. I've flown out of both of those. And there's also London City Airport. So people call it Heathrow or Gatwick. Technically, the name is London Heathrow, London Gatwick. But then the issue at hand here is that you would need San Francisco International to change their name too. So it'd be San Francisco, something on one side of the bay, and San Francisco, on the other side of the bay, which would be Oakland. How about San Francisco International, San Francisco Metropolitan? That's just me spitballing here. But then you'd call it International and Metropolitan. You'd have to know that Metropolitan is in Oakland. But then again, maybe maybe my brainstorming here isn't working because you need Oakland in the name somewhere, right? To not lead people totally in the wrong direction. But anyway, my point is other cities have even more airports and they don't have this problem. But you'd have to rename both the airports to get it right to do it that way. And again, 5 to 10 problems a month, or even in the case of a 2-week span or whatever it is, it's not a problem yet. 5 to 10 people coming to the wrong place, that's an inconvenience. I'm sorry for them that it happened. But I don't know if that's at the level of like we need to totally change things all over again. But look, this is an issue. I don't see it going away anytime soon. Let me know what you think. Are you from the Bay Area? Are you outside the Bay Area? Let me know in the comments section below. Like, does all that confuse you? Do you have an idea of how to make sense of this? I don't know that I even do yet, but there's smart people out there, and I know they can figure this out. Just like you can maybe figure out a little thumbs up for your boy down below since you made it here to the end of the video. I would really appreciate that. Helps me in this video, in this channel. I would like that, but I would love it even more if you just take one quick second. Make sure you go down there and that you're subscribed to this channel. That way I definitely get to see you back here next time.